DCP Player free. Get it now from digital.net.au.
Looks like we have a few minutes for questions. Are there any questions from the audience? If you could walk over to one of the microphones, please.
Hi, Paul Brown, Arts Center College of Design. This question is for Michael. As you point out, at your point, the internet allows for rapid innovation in terms of quality and resolution developments. That said, the U.S. ranks far behind other developed countries in terms of download internet speeds for consumer connections. Given issues of net neutrality being struck down in court rulings, data caps, and sometimes just lack of choice for some consumers, how do you see that being addressed in this environment?
That's a great question, and absolutely. The U.S. is about as bad as it gets when it comes to internet. For all of you international people, you'll figure that out in the next 36 hours, especially when we get to the show floor and you can't receive or send a text. This is really where I believe another opportunity presents itself, which is based on advanced compression. When sometimes you feel like the bottleneck is happening because the pipe is too small, the normal reaction is to get a bigger pipe. When certain Wi-Fi networks seem to be too insignificant, get a taller tower. But what I say, it's not about the delivery method so much as it is the container. If the package itself can be more efficient and rely more on the calculations that the computer can provide, i.e. GPU calculation-based calculations, or even like better compression that can be smaller yet more processor intensive, that's the type of solution that not just the United States, but a few other suckers like us that don't have very good internet will really require. So the opportunity is in the package that is used to contain the data, not just the pipeline.
All right.
My question's kind of for all of you. I started with Leon just talking about how there's kind of a merger of production and post-production, and then Phil came on and talked about how they have to send it through a high-speed internet connection. They send the dailies to editorial into the network. And I'm wondering how long it will be before the data wrangler evolves even more to become almost an AE on set, where they're actually transcoding right as they get the footage, therefore just sending proxies.
That's what I actually do. Those cards, yeah. So we put in United States a local 700 is the Editors Guild, and they provide the actual transcoding laboratory processes on the set. And so we've actually collaborated with all of us have done that together on jobs. I've done it with Phil's work. I've done it with Leon's titles, and it's not what we would consider the norm for every single production, but it's something we consider reliable.
Yeah, I would add that we evaluate that on a production-by-production basis. Certain cameras, certain locations, certain requirements for post-production require closer to the set dailies or editorial, whereas sometimes for other reasons, logistics, budget, whatever, it can be less expensive and cheaper to just send it back to a lab someplace. So it all goes down to this, the fact that every production's a little different, snowflake workflows, different cameras require different sets of workflows.
But I want to add, it's not a technological limitation to be able to achieve that. It's a personality one, right? It's people's choices that do that. We did this back with Phil's group on Spider-Man in 3D, completely on the set. All the initial Dailies Laboratory stuff was 100% done on the set. In 3D back then. That's really not just because the people elected to let that be the way in which to do it. So the technology's been around for a long time. It's people's personalities that sometimes get in the way.
All right. Thank you. I'm afraid we're out of time. I want to thank our three presenters. They did a great job, and everybody have a good lunch.